Goodness gracious, I am Matty Ice, and this is my 2025-2026 tier list. And let me start off by saying my tier list got a disrespectful amount of views and likes last year. Literally, my tier list ended up translating into who won the Super Bowl. Literally, if you look at my last tier list, I had Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes at the very top, and they met in the Super Bowl again. And this might not be the most popular tier list, but I feel like based on what I've seen and what I understand about sports, and I've watched a lot of football. I play sports myself regularly. I've been watching a lot of football for a long time. I've been watching a lot of sports commentary and things. This, I feel like, is the most accurate tier list in the world. And if you agree or disagree, feel free to leave comments. I love to chat about it for sure. In debate, but this is what I come up with, and I'm just gonna go through these players. I'm gonna spend most of the time up here and kind of filter down, like less talking about some of these guys. But let's just go ahead and get started. Number one, we have Patrick Mahomes, and this order is from left to right. Number one, we have Patrick Mahomes. Why Patrick Mahomes? Because Patrick Mahomes wins Super Bowls. One thing that just drives me absolutely crazy about a lot of stuff that I hear is like when they're always like, passing yards and I'm like, yo, like they're always saying this stuff like it really freaking matters, like more than anything else. I'm like, yo, like literally a quarterback. Look this up. A quarterback has never won the Super Bowl, I believe. Don't stat check me though. Has never won the Super Bowl that also led the league in passing yards. Just let that sink in for a second. So whenever they're talking about passing yards and stuff like that, and like even passing touchdowns, I just kind of like roll my eyes sometimes. I'm like, that's not what winning and losing is about. And I feel like I don't want to go too much on a rant about that, but I just feel like that's the difference between people that play and then people that watch. Like they just don't fully grasp the sport, and I try to stay in my lane with that, but I see deeper because I play sports and I know how it is. But anyways, number one, Patrick Mahomes. Why? Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback since Tom Brady, and he's one of the best all-time quarterbacks. And I think if he wins one more Super Bowl, he'll be considered like on the Mount Rushmore of quarterbacks, I think. Unfortunately, he's lost to. That might come back to haunt him, I do think. But I think he'll be back. And I always say about the AFC and the NFC, because the NFC keeps getting trashed, just like in basketball, the East versus West. I'm just like, literally, AFC quarterbacks, none of them are clutch except for Patrick Mahomes. Like, literally, how can you tell me that the conference is that good if the same player makes a Super Bowl every year? Like, when does that happen in the NFC? Like, dudes are going at it. These guys roll over to Pat like every freaking year. I'm like, and it's not even like Patrick even plays that well. Like, he'll be putting up 17, 20 something points and they lose and they're winning games. It's like, bro, like he's not even playing that well. Y'all are just not clutch. Watch my other video when I talk about poise. I'm gonna try to just stick to this, but I'm just flowing off the top of the head right now. That's the pace that we're moving. Let's go to number two, Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts, I call it Jalen Hurts Air Jalen. Air freaking Jalen, bro. I think Jalen Hurts is, in my opinion, the ultimate, like, may not look pretty on the stat sheet, winner. He's the ultimate winner in this game. Him and Patrick Mahomes. Some others too. I think this whole top row's got serious game. But I just like people disrespect Jalen Hurts too much. I'm like, he's led the playoffs in touchdowns. Like I think that's a stat that I think matters. He put up 50 something in the Super Bowl. Oh no. Was it 30? I can't remember. A long time ago. I know he put up 50 or 40 against Washington. And that freight train of a quarterback. He's like invented the tush push. Jalen Hurts is the tush push. I think he's the best dual threat quarterback, truly dual threat quarterback, probably ever, I think, in my opinion. And I know that's a crazy statement, but Vic hasn't won a championship. Lamar hasn't won a championship. I'm talking just purely dual threat, not like, like I think what separates Jalen is like, I think he's almost more like a 50-50. Like his running and his throwing are almost, I would say his running is better than his throwing. Whereas like Mahomes, a lot of these guys, almost all these guys, their throwing is better, with the exception of probably Lamar. But yeah, I think he's a true dual threat quarterback, and I think he's super dynamic, and a winner, and a winner, big game player. What else do you want from Jalen? Air freaking Jalen, bro. And keep in mind, dude. People were thinking that Chiefs were gonna walk away with the Super Bowl. And when he wins it, now they're thinking, now the talk is, oh, the team's good. I'm like, weren't y'all just saying the freaking coach was trash? Like a month earlier, weren't we just saying that Nick Sirianni should go, their head coach? Like, didn't he just get new coordinators? Like, yeah, Saquon had a great season. Wasn't he? What did he do with Daniel Jones? You know what I'm saying? Like, so Jalen's my guy. Jalen's my guy. I ride die with Jalen, bro. Air Jalen, baby. Let's move on to this freight train here. The GOAT. The baby GOAT right now. Jaden freaking Daniels, bro. Jaden Daniels is the KD of football. As in, he was the second pick in the draft when Lord knows in hindsight he should have been the first. I think he's light years ahead of freaking Caleb Williams. Light years. I don't even think they're even remotely close in terms of professional talent right now. I don't even think it's close. Or even remotely close. Like, Caleb, I think, is borderline a backup. And freaking Jaden is like a future MVP, potentially Hall of Famer. I think his game is that good. He just has elite poise. And I feel like only a handful of guys I truly believe have elite poise. He has elite poise, and that's just it. When it's here, and he has the legs and the arm. And what I love about Jalen too is he looks like he's having so much fun when he plays. What a player, man! What a player. I wish he was on the Falcons, bro. I wish the Falcons would have drafted him, but we didn't have that chance. We got Penix, who I like, who I haven't really seen play too much, but. Anyways, I like Jaden. Jaden's cold, clearly. I mean, clearly. If it wasn't for this freaking unstoppable force in the Eagles, he would have played in the Super Bowl and probably won the Super Bowl. Like, keep in mind, like I said, Eagles put up like 50 against them. Like, they weren't going to win that game. It wasn't his fault. Okay, so and then last, tier 1. The tier 1 guys I all just have tremendous respect for. And Matthew Stafford. My name is also Matthew, so I have double respect for Matthew Stafford. Repping the Matthews. One time for the Mats. M-gang, baby. M-gang. Matthew, which is a great name. He's a great player with a great name. Great first name. Yeah, Matthew Stafford, I feel like is the best vet in the game right now. Like, older player. I think he's just the best older player, basically. But he's not the guy you want smoke with in the playoffs. Like, He just not the guy you want to smoke with in the playoffs. And what I love about Matthew Stafford is he overcame playing on a trash team for a long time, and he went on to win Super Bowls. It makes you really wonder how many Super Bowls would he have won if he wasn't on a trash team. That'll always be a mystery with Stafford. Kind of unfortunate. I almost feel like his early situation reminds me of Joe Burrow's current situation. Whereas, like, if Joe Burrow was just on a different franchise, like, how many Super Bowls would he potentially have? But what I like about Matt is I think Matt has no flaws. I feel like as a quarterback, he's not a great runner, but in terms of throwing the ball, elite. In terms of poise, elite. Stunt, great player. Now we're at tier 2. Yeah, tier 2 guys. I think we start to enter the flaws zone. I feel like these guys really don't have too many flaws. People say this and that about these guys, but at the end of the day, like, these are Super Bowl guys. Joe Burrow, his only flaw, in my opinion, is just his health. He has a hard time finishing a season, partly due to his franchise that he plays for. I think Joe Burrow, and he's top of tier 2 for me, because I do think Joe Burrow's cold. I think all the tier 2 guys are nice, very nice. Joe Burrow's great big time player. Probably should have lit it up in the Super Bowl a little bit harder, but he's a big time player, and I like I said, the only thing with Joe is I just worry sometimes that, like, is he able to will an entire franchise to victory, which he's gonna have to do. I just don't know if he can do it with that franchise. I just think the Bengals are just too much of like but I don't know. I don't want to cast doubt, because I've dealt with similar situations that he's been in the sports world. I've played on like really trash teams and been like the best player by far. And it's easier said than done. I'll say that, but it can be done. It can be done. You can win games, but winning a Super Bowl, like I said, he's gonna have to step everything up. Let's move on to Lamar. And I love Lamar. Lamar's exciting to watch. I think Lamar's biggest issue is the lack of sustained play in the playoffs. I'm always like, if Lamar just played like he does in the regular season in the playoffs, he'd be winning Super Bowls. But in the playoffs, he starts choking, and it's the weirdest thing, because I'm like, how do you play bad when you're such a good player? It just doesn't make sense to me. But I think I have the same theory with Josh Allen. I feel like God gives people so much. He's blessed these two with so much ability, but they just don't have that ultimate poise factor. They just don't have it. And I've seen it over and over again. I think Josh Allen is a little bit better than Lamar, but I still feel like these guys just can't quite put it together when it really matters. And I just keep seeing it time and time again. And I may be wrong this season. I think the Bills look good this season. I think the Ravens always look good. But just from what I've seen, that's just what I've seen. And like I said, these guys can always prove me wrong, but I just feel like these guys are kind of playoff flops. For as hyped as they are, it's like, if you're not playing a Super Bowl when, like, really the only competition is the Chiefs, and I don't even think the Chiefs are that good. Case in point, the Super Bowl. I don't think the Chiefs are that good. Like, they make the Chiefs seem like they're the freaking greatest team on earth. Like, bro, they're winning games in the playoffs, scoring like 24 points. It's not like they're freaking scoring like 50. Anyways, and last we have Bryce Young, who is my dark horse MVP pick. Don't sleep on Bryce. I'm telling you, Bryce is the king of the big time throw, all between the ears. Watch my other video where I compare him to Kyler. I feel like him and Kyler are so similar physically, but mentally, I feel like Bryce has what Kyler doesn't have, which is just like the mentality, the locked in. He's a grinder. He's taken major L's. He's been benched. He's a fighter. You know what I'm saying? Similar to Jalen Hurts. I feel like he's like a real fighter. Strong mentality. And when he gets rolling, he gets rolling. I seen some of Bryce lately, and that dude is nice, bro. I wouldn't be surprised if he wins MVP, as crazy as that sounds. I just feel like the Panthers are going to be the surprise team of the year. And I might be wildly wrong about that, but Bryce terrifies me more than I fear Bryce way more than Baker. I'm a Falcons fan, so I watch a lot of these NFC South games very closely. I fear Bryce more than Baker. I really do. And let's move on to Tier 3. Whew. These guys are going to get less attention because I almost don't care about these guys. I care deeply about the Tier 1 and 2. These guys I kind of like. Obviously, they're great players. They play in the freaking NFL. Like, these guys are all superstar, amazing athletes, yada, yada, yada. But just for the sake of the show, I'm just going to kind of flame some of them. You know what I'm saying? CJ Stroud, other than him just sounding weird to me, he has like a weird face to voice combo. I don't know if I'm like the only one who noticed that. He has like hair like a child, and then like a kind of a face like a child, the body of like a freaking like linebacker, and the voice of like the deepest voice. It's so strange to me. I just can't quite figure that out. And I think he's a good quarterback, but I just don't think he's ever gonna like outlast these guys. Jared Goff, same thing. I feel like the Lions should seriously consider moving on from him. That's just my opinion. I stand by that. I think Sean McVay, I believe his name, Rams coach. I believe he made a business decision. I believe he made that decision for a reason. And guess what? He won a Super Bowl. So it wasn't like he's crazy. And I think he's one of the best offensive coach, if not the best in the league. And he got rid of Goff. So what does that say? What does that say? So that's something that people don't talk about a whole lot. But I think the Lions need to move on from Goff. I like Goff. Like, he's good. But if you want to win a Super Bowl, you got to be in this tier, man. These guys aren't winning Super Bowls. It's really that simple. In today's game, the quarterback is just essential. And if you don't have a top tier quarterback, then you got to move on. You got to seriously think about moving on. I would give Goff one more year. If he don't win it this year, if he don't at least get to the Super Bowl this year, to me, he just, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Goff. To me, he like crumbles. He's a crumbler. Let's get to my guy. I don't know why I can't think of his name right now. Gosh dang, bro, I'm getting old. What is this guy's freaking name, bro? Last pick of the draft, bro. Last pick of the draft. I can't freaking remember his name, bro. But somebody, time out. What is this guy's freaking name, bro? Where's my phone? Okay, hold on. Let me. Somebody chime in, bro. Okay, we'll come back to his name. I don't know why I can't think of his name right now. But this little dude right here, like he's a lot like Bryce to me, where his game is nice and all between the ears, and I think he has big time potential. But I just feel like he ultimately kind of lacks talent. I feel like Bryce is just a little more athletic than him, and a little bit more like kind of like quality than him. But yeah, I'm not gonna harp too much on him because I actually am a big fan of his. I thought he's had a great like start to his career, a very inspiring start to the career. I mean, last pick in the draft, third string quarterback. Like he's not supposed to be here. You know what I'm saying? I like guys like that. I like those underdogs. Dak is also kind of an underdog, but at this point he's just like a questionable quarterback. I'm also not a big fan of Dak. I just think that Dak has all the leadership skills except for the ability to play super well. I think if he just had another level of talent, he would probably be winning Super Bowls. But I just think his leadership, I'd say, is like an A+. Like his mentality, like the way he like operates, like professional, mature. That part of Dak is like an A+. But his play to me is like a C+ or a B. I just don't think he's that good. Like he's a decent player. He was also kind of injury prone. Not the biggest fan. Let's get down to these freaks. Let's start with Kyler, bro. I loved Kyler coming into the league. Big fan initially. I thought he was even better than Lamar at one point. But he just like, I don't know, dude. He just like, he's too crazy to be a quarterback. Like, I feel the same thing with Caleb. Him and Caleb are similar. They're both just too like wild to be quarterbacks. They just like, it just doesn't work in today's game. It just doesn't work. Baker, I kind of feel like is too wild to be a quarterback too. But at least Baker is a little bit more mature and I think focused on football and stuff like that. Baker's a nice player. I just feel like I just like don't really have all that much faith in him in the playoffs. He just like seems to get out talented in the playoffs a lot too. I just feel like sometimes he just kind of like lacks talent. Kind of like Brock Purdy, that's his name. Gosh dang, bro. Justin Herbert, I'm not a huge fan of Justin Herbert. Like every time I hear about Justin freaking Herbert, it's like they're acting like this guy's like Dan Marino or freaking like Tom Brady, bro. I'm like, dude, I just don't freaking see it, bro. Like, I see him in the playoffs. Tell me that last playoff performance. In fact, let's rewind the tape. Let's look at the last two playoff performances he had and tell me that is a tier 1 quarterback or tier 2 or 3, even 3 quarterback. Like, that's all that matters. When the lights are bright, in those big games, that's where you got to shine. The regular season is the regular season, dude. Teams, a lot of players are pacing themselves. Like, yeah, I'm not to discredit it. Like I said, again, these guys are amazing, but like, not to discredit it, but like, bro, I need to see some heat in the freaking playoffs. I feel like he just lacks something. I can't quite put my finger on it, but he just lacks something. Jordan Love. I feel like Jordan Love is like the Bigfoot of the NFL. Where did this guy come from? Who the heck is this freaking guy, bro? Like, I don't know, bro. I just don't know about Jordan Love. And I just don't know about Jordan Love, dude. Like, he makes some big time throws every now and again. I don't know what he be doing, man. He's like, sometimes he's hurt, sometimes he's not. I just like some of them. I just don't know about Jordan Love sometimes. Trevor Lawrence, aka Sunshine. Shout out to Trev. He's kind of from the area I live right now. Cartersville, Georgia. Shout out to them Georgia boys. Even though I'm not really born here, but that's besides the point. Shout out to Trevor. Trev, man, I'm about to wrap this video up, bro. I feel like I spent a lot of energy on these early tiers. I'm gonna kind of speed through these guys going forward. Trev, I mean, good player. I just don't think he cares enough about football, dude. I feel like that's always been the knock on him. Aaron is just old, bro. Gino, I don't like Gino, bro. I'm surprised let me move Gino down, bro. I'm like the least Geno Smith fan, bro. Like the least, bro. I just don't see it with this guy, bro. I just don't freaking see it at all. Everyone's telling me this, that, and the other. I'm like, bro, this dude is like so average to me. I just like I don't see it, bro. I really don't see it with him. Like, I just don't see it. Caleb, too crazy to be a quarterback, dude. Painting nails, and even though we have a similar hairstyle, his hairstyle makes sense to me. Let me look like Caleb for a second. His hairstyle makes sense to me. But no, dude. Watch my other video where I flame him. I don't need to do that a second time. Tua, aka Jazz Fingers. Oh boy, I shouldn't have done that. Tua, I think, is better than people think, because whenever they play a backup quarterback, that backup quarterback looks like freaking like me freaking playing like right now. Like, that backup quarterback looks like they put a fan in, bro. Like, and let the fan play for like 3 quarters, dude. Like, my goodness, bro. Like, Tua is so much better than the backups on that team. Sam Darnold, I just still think he's too injury prone and too small and not enough of a playmaker, and he just kind of like lacks talent. Sam Darnold, God, I put him above Bo Nix. Hold on, man. I'll put him above Michael Penix too. Okay, let's come back to Sam. Bo Nix, I new player. I just got to see a little bit more. He does seem very promising though. Same thing with Michael Penix. Haven't really seen him a whole lot. Sam, dude, Sam is like the Geno for me. I think he's more splash than Geno, as in he'll play like an MVP some games. But I was even saying Sam VP last season, but then he just absolutely crumbles in big games, which to me is a major red flag. I don't think you can crumble in big games and really ever come back. I've almost like never seen that happen. Like, yeah, you might have a bad game. Like I said, Patrick Mahomes didn't have the best Super Bowl, but like he's also played super well in huge games. And Sam Darnold just crumbles in big games. Like, that's just his MO, and I don't think he'll ever overcome that. Justin Fields is like a fringe, probably shouldn't be starter. I still think Fields is better than like a lot of quarterbacks on any given day. I think he's a legit dual threat quarterback, and I just feel like sometimes that just gets you out of sticky situations. Like in certain games, man, when they're playing the pass well and yada yada, that's when like dual threat quarterbacks come to shine. Just like Hurts. I feel like when the going gets real tough and there's a lot of tension, dude, sometimes you just gotta take the ball and freaking run with it, dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just simplify the game, dude. Justin's also from kind of my area too, so shout out to Justin. I'm actually kind of a fan of Justin Fields. I really am. I think his game, to me, if he was a backup quarterback for your team, I feel like he'd be like the perfect backup. Like, he might even play better than the starter. He's like that type of backup. Geno, dude, again, I just don't see it with Geno. Oh God, okay, tier 6, bro. Oh my God, some of these guys I honestly don't know who they are in tier 7. Some of these guys I honestly don't recognize their faces. But let's go to tier 6. Russ, the dude's just weird, bro. Anthony Richardson. And dude, Sierra looks like a man, bro. I'm sorry, bro. No disrespect, Russ, because I'm single, so I can't really talk right now, in terms of having a wife. I'm divorced, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to you for still being married. But Sierra looks like a man to me, bro. I'm sorry, dude. I don't know what it is. She just looks like a man to me, bro. Like, she looks like a trans, bro. I'm sorry. She just does. And I got to deduct points for that, dude. Anthony Richardson, and just the fact that I just don't feel like he is his talent. He basically fell off after leaving the Seahawks. I don't think he's ever reached that level again, or anywhere near it. And again, I feel like he's like in the solid backup realm. I'm more high on him than I think a lot of people are. I think a lot of people kind of dog him out for being kind of like a wild, raw quarterback. I think he's the type of quarterback that just really has to develop. Like, give him like 2, 3, 4, 5 seasons, maybe 6 seasons. He just has so much athleticism that, like, I think eventually he'll kind of like get it together. I don't want him as my starting quarterback, but I would love to have him as a backup because I just know he's a playmaker. And yeah, Daniel Jones. I don't even want to talk about Daniel Jones, dude. Daniel Jones looks like Daniel Jones reminds me of a scam. Like, if I was like, if I won an award to meet a quarterback in the NFL, I'd be like, oh, heck yeah, dude. Like, let me talk to so-and-so. And then they bring Daniel Jones in the room, and I'd be like, I don't want any advice from you, you can't even run without falling over yourself. I mean, no disrespect, but I think Daniel Jones is straight up trash, bro. In NFL standards, I just think he lacks game, bro. Like, literally, I can't believe he's been a starter for as long as he's been. It's kind of shocking to me because I feel like I've seen other players get benched way faster than him that played better. To me, he's put together some performances that are like head scratching, like literally head scratching, like meme worthy. He's had some meme worthy performances. I'm surprised they even put him in tier 6. Oh God, dude, this freaking guy. I'm a Falcons fan. Lord, it's Sunday. Lord, help me with this one. Help me with this freaking guy right here. Kirk freaking Cousins, bro. Okay. Oh my gosh, bro. Oh my goodness. Swag surf, Kirk. You like that, Kirk? We might need Kirk this season, bro, if Penix gets hurt, so let me not even say anything. Kirk is like the least athletic quarterback, I think, in the NFL. That dude is like the opposite of an athlete, bro. Like, he has a nice arm, I guess, but everything else, dude, he's just like, they're like, oh, his injuries. I'm like, this dude's just unathletic, bro, because I've seen dudes get injured that are still athletic. Like, he's just unathletic, bro. Like, I don't know he pulled his Achilles and yada yada. I'm like I said, I just don't think he's very athletic. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just don't think he's particularly athletic. Like, I think that's just the bottom line. Joe Flacco, dude, this guy's so freaking old, bro. I don't even want to talk about Joe. Joe is like the Ryan Fitzpatrick of today's era. Like, he'll just randomly win some games, and you'll be like, oh, shoot, it's Joe, Super Bowl Joe. But at the end of the day, he's just not that great. This is Drake May. I got to see more Drake. I can't really say too much. And then last, we have Famous, a.k.a. Jameis. I feel like I don't even need to explain Jameis Winston, bro. Jameis Winston, I feel like if he Jameis Winston could be a really good quarterback if he would just study his interceptions extremely hard. I feel like if he legitimately would take his interceptions seriously, because I just feel like he doesn't. And that's kind of like a gift and a curse. I feel like he's able to bounce back in games where other players would throw a pick and then kind of like it would rattle them a lot. He doesn't get rattled like that, which I think is a gift. But it's also a curse. Like, I feel like he doesn't take his interceptions seriously. I'm like, and I don't say this because I play Madden, okay? When I throw picks, I go to the replay and I really analyze what went wrong. And I'm like, okay, why did I throw a pick here? Like, and I'll really analyze it, and I'll be like, okay, I'm not going to do that again. I feel like Jameis doesn't do that. I just feel like he doesn't do that. But he's always a solid backup because he's gonna throw the ball, dude. He's gonna play with passion. But just God, as a starter, dude, just absolutely not. Tier 7. These guys are mostly just either goofs or I'll do some honorable mentions here. Cooper Rush. He's had some good days with the freaking Cowboys. I want to say Gerard Mayo. I know that's not even his name, bro. Andy Dalton, the Red Rocket. I don't know who this guy is at all. That was like Tyreek Hill, dude. What's going on, bro? Oh, Kenny Pickett. My God, bro. Talk about a bust, dude. This freaking guy for the Saints, bro. I'm so glad he's a starter for the Saints. I'm like, dude, the Falcons have like a 75% higher chance of making the playoffs because of this dude's the starting quarterback for the Saints. Dude, what were the Saints thinking not drafting Shedeur, dude? I will never understand that, bro. They must really be banking on this next season's draft because I think you got to take opportunities when they come, dude. You can't always, I said that's one of the lessons in life, dude. You can't always be waiting for the perfect situation, bro. Like, sometimes you just got to take opportunities when they present themselves. And I feel like getting Shedeur for them would have been the easiest decision. They have no hype on their team at all. They have no good quarterback play. Like, their quarterbacks, nobody even cares about. And they decided to not draft a quarterback. To me, that's shocking. You basically are saying that you already punted on the season. Like, I do not understand the logic behind that one. This guy might have even retired. And then last, honorable mention, Mr. Diddlefingers here. Mr. Diddlefingers, a.k.a. Deshaun Watson, a.k.a. Mr. Diddlehands, a.k.a. Massage Me. I just think that, like, gosh, man, when it comes to getting inappropriate massages, he's probably tier 1, you know what I'm saying? Probably in a league of his own with, what's that dude on the freaking Ravens? You know what I'm talking about, Justin Tucker. Him and Justin Tucker are like tier 1 with getting inappropriate massages. But Deshaun, dude, like, not only is this dude a criminal, basically, he's kind of like a bad American story, bro. Like, had all the money and success in his life and just decided to be weird. And it just doesn't make sense, bro. Because there's people like me, and I'm sure of a lot of others, that would love to be in that position or anywhere near it. But what he does is just do the weirdest stuff with that situation. It just doesn't make any sense. So, I think so lowly of this guy. I would never want to be anywhere near him. Like, I'm surprised. Like, if I got drafted to the Browns and I had to be in the same room as this guy, I would literally ask to be traded or send him elsewhere, dude. I would not want this guy on my team, like, at all, dude. Because then it becomes like, oh, you're friends with him, or oh, you work with him. Like, no, dude. I don't want to see this dude's creepy situation vibe every freaking day. I just don't. He's like literally like a sexual predator. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that is weird. I don't want to be around that at all. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be around that at all. Okay? And if I was the Browns, dude, I would just cut bait, bro. Send him to the Canadian Football League, dude. Ain't nobody trying to deal with that, bro. He's already proven that he can't play, too. I don't know what he's doing, bro. I don't know. He one of the strangest situations I've ever seen in sports. That's it for this video, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Went through that as well as I could. Like I said, dude, it's not that deep. This tier list, it's not that deep. So if you guys agree or disagree, I'm not gonna have my feelings hurt. You know what I'm saying? I'm not God. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's about to happen in the NFL. A lot of this could change. But this is just based on what I've seen, and I saw a lot of quarterback play over the last couple years. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching. Peace out.